some of the common things that we see are or for me, I feel that barking, howling, crying, whining are probably the most common that we see, the behaviors in dogs. Then you've got dogs that destroy things. So it could be the couch, it could be electronic devices, it could be around exit points. So I've got one client, her door is destroyed because the dog had tried to get out through the front door and is gnawed at everything. It could be around window frames. Some dogs will dig in the carpet around that area as well because they're literally trying to get out, trying to get back to their guardian. What else? Dogs that soil in the house despite being house trained. So they're that distressed. And I think this is very severe if they're doing this. If they're that distressed that they're soiling, even though they would never dream of doing it any other time, that's very bad case. Some dogs will become hyper-vigilant before the guardian leaves. So they recognize the leaving cues that the guardian has, and that's going to be specific for that person. And they start getting hyper-vigilant. They might start shaking. They might just be, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, like that, sort of really getting worried about what's coming next, because once that door's shut behind the guardian, they're alone, they're afraid, so they actually get upset before the guardian actually walks out the door. Really severe cases. I mean, look, I've heard of dogs jumping out of 2-story windows.
Oof.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
And my own dog, like you mentioned, Maya, at the beginning, she dug holes in the plasterboard. So we came home we had 2 dogs, great big holes in the walls. And we knew it was her because she was the one with the powder all over her snout and her paws and all those sort of things. So things like that. Most people know their dog is distressed. You know, by the time they come to me, at least, you know, the neighbors have complained about the barking. I actually have heard, I haven't had a client like this, but I've heard of a neighbor calling the police on their next door neighbor because they thought somebody was being murdered in the house. It was actually the dog just crying because it was alone.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
And you know, Ness, I mean, it also, I think, different breeds react differently. And I have 6 beautiful different breeds, doggies in my house. But I'll tell you, there have been times where I've had to leave them by themselves. Now, the Yorkshire Terriers he's sitting right there and he's listening to everything. They can be they're smart and they're very clever and they can be, I don't know how to use the word. It wouldn't be vicious, but vengeful. So they soil, but where do they go on my bed? They go on my bed and do it on the bed, and then, we have, so the Yorkie's that. Now I have a golden retriever, Ollie, he's right behind me. And, whenever I will travel and I'll open my suitcase, they will immediately jump in the suitcase. And the Yorkie gets very nervous, so he shakes. Or the other one goes sulking. So while I'm packing, he hides under my pillow and he has his bum facing us while we're packing. So it's also your relationship with your pet, their signs. And I get my car key, even though there are people in the house. When I get my car key, some of them get nervous. The different breeds are different. Or I start putting on my nice shoes and they start really, I would say getting quite anxious. And that for me, they don't bark, they don't cry. But you know what's happened also? Because this spurt of millennials and Gen Zs, and also I would say part of baby boomers, their love for pets is just tremendous everywhere. More and more hotels are accepting pets, and I live in Hong Kong, and the amount of restaurants now that are advertising, please bring your pet. You want to go out on date night, you can bring your pet along, and that's all wonderful. That can be wonderful if your pet is well behaved. I tried taking my pet on a trip and leaving him in my hotel room just to go downstairs and have a nice, cocktail at the bar. Well, I was approached by the manager inside the bar saying, "Your dog is barking like nuts in your room." And of course, the people on the floor are complaining. So thank God the bar was pet friendly, so I could bring him down to the bar. But yes, um, it has definitely, and thank God I do have assistance, but the younger generation do not, and therefore these tips of yours are so. By the way, Ness, how about cats? Do
Yeah.
they suffer separation anxiety? I don't know that.
Yeah, they totally can. And
Well,
parrots.
not separation anxiety. Sorry to keep using that word. It's
No, no, it's okay. It's easy.
separation.
It's easy for people to understand. So, yeah, cats can definitely have it. I haven't had any cat clients, but I've definitely heard of cats with separation anxiety and also parrots. I guess any animal really. So, yeah,
Right.
interesting. Yeah.
So now pet parents have tried on their own to tackle this issue, right? And leaving all, extra treats, extra toys. I tried tackling it with playing music, very soft music in the house. But you've seen what in your experience, have you seen some of the worst things that pet parents have done unconsciously, not realizing that it's highly damaging? What are one or some of the worst things? Because you mentioned one, and I'm telling you, I will admit I'm guilty of one of them, and I did not know. And it's and what I did was let the dog bark because when I come home, he's quiet. But and so I did it only a few times when I had to go grocery shopping, but what I heard you say was that's not okay.